everybody, welcome to another episode of Michael in the Backyard. What am I doing here today? We're going to modify, these are kind of hard to see, camouflage background here, these C-clamps. We're going to do something to, yet again, improve my welding table some. And I've been thinking about different ways to do this. If you see a lot of welding tables, you know, have holes in it like this, they have, mine are all going to be threaded holes, but a lot of them have holes that you stick something into and it just kind of wedges in there, and when you clamp it down, it locks things in place, but it can still float around when it's not being used. So I wanted to have something that was going to hold it exactly where I wanted it, whether it was in this angle or this angle. Say if I'm, you know, using this and raising up the, and it won't spin on me. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, if they're in a hole, yeah, they're going to stay approximately where they're at, but I wanted something just a little different. And I've always liked the idea of the threaded holes in the table from the simple fact that I can use my hold down clamps like I got over here. I don't know if you can see it over here yet. Get you a little glimpse of that. I can actually put hold down clamps set up on it like that, or hold downs like this, or like that, without having to use regular weld table clamps, so to speak. So hopefully you'll get the idea what I'm doing. I bought these C-clamps off Amazon. These aren't what I would call super high quality or super strong, super sturdy, but I think they're enough to do what I'm doing. We're not trying to bend and form steel with these. We're just going to be using it to lock things down. And I bought me some half 13 bolts. I bought some short ones, and I bought some a little bit longer ones. I think I'm going to use the little bit longer ones because what I can do is put the nut on this side of it. The cool part is I can lock that nut down. So I can grab a 3/4 inch wrench, for instance, and lock it down like that. And then this is pretty solid. This has got some extra support around the nut then, so all the pressure for twisting isn't necessarily on the threads and threads alone. So let's get the welder out here. Put the cover right there for now. Strap in, boys. We're going in. I want to kind of make sure I'm kind of coming out square-er. Okay, I got an idea. It's going to work. Now, I don't know what kind of plating's on this. It looks like a zinc. But what I want to do is see if I can... Oh yeah, that's some nasty metal. Whatever that is. Most likely I'm going to be grinding stuff off here. I'm just going to eyeball the parallelism here and kind of get me something. Looks pretty good there. Not too bad. Wow, that welds terrible. Let's see if I can take this over to my wire wheel, my heavy duty wire wheel, and do a little, this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to use, I think, more so than just dropping it in, but I think the long-term effects is what I'm after. Yeah, that just bubbled and, whew, it's nasty. I don't know. Some terrible looking material for sure. Gonna bubble and splatter and make a mess, I just know it. Boy, it acts like you're welding with no gas. It's because I am. I can barely hear anything coming out of that. Let's see if that's better on the other side. I can grind it out and redo it always. Well, that was much better. Man, I had my welder turned down a little bit, but I didn't think I had it turned down that far. Okay. I can't show that one to my friends. Oh, there, I can put a better bead on it now. That really surprised me. I thought that gas was turned up better than that. Let's just pretty this one up a little bit. That'll play. Yep. I'll wire wheel that off. That's going to work pretty well. That's going to hold it. That's not going anywhere. Let's just screw this back down in here and just play with it for a minute and see if we like it. Still very hot. Very hot. Hot, 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 hot. So let's say this is where I want it, or over here, or around here, anywhere I want it, you know. I'm just going to go right this direction right here, a little bit of an angle. Now that'll be, I can lock down right onto the table. This has got enough height here, I could put that wrench right there and lock that wrench down. Okay. Need to cut a few more of these off. Folks, as you can see here, I've got 8 of these little beauties put together. And here's how I'm going to use them. There's going to be certain things that maybe I'm building something around the corner and I want to have, you know, something to hold me down, and I can just lock it in like that. And that's, you know, not really going anywhere. I can put as much or a little pressure as I want. I could actually tighten it till I bend the bolt. But the other advantage I'll have to this is it's not moving around on me. And say I wanted to hang this piece off the table. I could hang it off the table and I could wire wheel and clean it, sand it, do all kinds of other stuff. So it's pretty quick, you know, to do things like that with it. I can put it down in the middle here. I can do this every 4 inches on the table. I just think it's going to be handy. I can put quite a bit of pressure on that and I can shake the whole table. Yeah, I can twist it because I've only got 1 clamp, but if I had 2 of these, that'd be held down so good. And just that easy, I can hold stuff down. Boom. Then all I gotta do is unlock it. I can spin this thing off of here. And some of you might like the threaded thing. You would rather have it so it just dropped in and kind of locked in and wedged itself in. Personal choice, honestly. Time will tell. I have a feeling I only made 8 of these, and I think that's not going to be enough. Now, what I'm doing over here with this particular, can you see what? Yeah, you can see what's going on here. I've got a toe clamp here, and I've got a C clamp down here. But by the same token, I can actually use these now. What I'll do is I'll drill and tap air compressor right on cue, baby. So what I'm going to do here now is this is going to work out having these clamps already better than the toe clamps. Toe clamps are for high strength. I'm going to call these medium strength, but I can slide this fixture down a little bit, keep this toe clamp nice and tight with this, but I can also use, and I'm just going to tap these holes as I need them instead of just spending a whole it'd probably take me about an hour and a half to tap all of them. But the nice thing is I can put, you know, wherever I end up with, I can put one right here, put me a stop plate that's square with this piece. And that way when I slap all these together, because I got to do a whole bunch of these, when I slap this together, I can use that to hold this angle in place. Then I can also use one right here, for instance, and clamp down here and over here to kind of hold this tie bar down. It's going to keep things from moving around too much on me, but I can still work around it. Anyway, that's the plan. So, been a long way around the horn to get to working on this particular assemblies that I'm working on. But these tools are going to make the rest of this job, since I got to go do so many of them, it's going to make this job go so much faster. And the there'll be another video on what I'm doing here, and you'll be able to see these things in action. But I just wanted to touch base with you folks and show you another little trick of something I'm building and doing. And I'll probably find me just a 3/4 inch. It's all by itself wrench. So I can just leave that out here hanging on the bench. So those and that wrench are handy at all times. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. The other cool thing is I welded over here in this corner a lot on those pieces. None of the weld splatter stuck to this primer. So I'm kind of digging on the primer a little bit. And eventually the primer is going to wear off thin enough that I'm going to do the old nozzle dip paste trick and put all that nozzle paste and see if I can get it to work into the metal a little bit and actually use it to lubricate the threads. So none of this weld splatter will actually stick in the threads as well. Cool. I can put these away. Now I'm not going to use these because I'm going to use those. And at the end of the day, these turned out to be a lot cheaper than to do this than other things where you can buy 2 of these style of things for like $52. I don't have $52 in all 8 of these, which is cool. This is your homemade fixture clamps made by yours truly in the backyard. Yep, Michael in the backyard strikes again. Thank you folks for watching. I appreciate your watching and your viewership. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. There'll be links in the video or in the description in the video to go look at where some of the stuff that I used in this particular video. And don't be afraid to check those out. All right, folks. Be good to one another. This is Michael saying, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. And we'll see you in the next video if I'm lucky. Be good to one another, please. Please be good to one another. I'm out.